We're going.
Welcome to the Road to the Rose Bowl, where we discuss college football. Who do I have sitting to my left?
This is Brian.
Great. And who do I have sitting in front of me?
This is Jacob.
Alrighty. And just to spare everybody some time, we're just going to go ahead and get to the games, and we'll discuss with this podcast what all it's about later on. But just for everybody listening for the first time, we're a college football podcast. Myself, I'm a huge college football fan. Brian's more of an NFL guy.
Yes.
And Jacob, he's just getting into college football. So we're just going to go ahead and get to the games. Colgate versus Villanova. Who do you got, Brian?
I'm going to have to go with Colgate on this because, again, they had a pretty strong season last year, and I do think that will continue this season. And, yeah, I'm going to root for the team named after toothpaste.
Which one came first, right?
Yeah, I am going to do research on if the college or the toothpaste came first.
Exactly.
I do want to Google that.
Yeah. And, Jake, who do you got? Villanova or Colgate?
Villanova for sure. Well, for everybody that's listening, I'm not big into college football. Tyler's already explained that. But Tyler's the guru here. I've watched Villanova a few times in the past, and as far as I know, I think, and this is just an uneducated guess, that they have a pretty cool football history, and I know for a fact that they got pretty sexy uniforms.
Okay.
Yeah. They're a decent FCS program. They're not North Dakota State or anything, but they're a good college football program.
Yeah.
They play in the Atlantic 10 Conference, which is like, it's kind of like, if I were to compare it, it's like the ACC of the FCS. It's good, not bad. James Madison's in that conference, which is like the big program in the FCS besides North Dakota State.
So like a C+ is what you're saying?
I'd say B minus, B.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good conference.
I do know that Villanova, they are more known for basketball.
Yes, they're in the Big East in basketball. That's like that's their specialty.
Yeah, I know for a fact I'm not switching it up, but there's still that voice in the back of my head. I'm like, am I thinking basketball? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Toothpaste University. I don't know, this Colgate. They lost 2 games last year. They lost to Army and North Dakota State, and Army's a FCS program that went toe to toe with Oklahoma, and North Dakota State. They don't even belong in the FCS. They should just be FBS. I don't know what they're doing there. Alrighty, let's get to game 2. Youngstown State and Samford. We're really stretching it. These teams, most people haven't even heard.
Guys, it's been a long time since college football went out, since football period, and all three of us are pretty desperate to get back into it. Just
we're
bear
that guy.
with us.
We're that guy out in the alley that's just like begging for a fix. That's what we are right now.
But yeah, I actually don't know very much about these two programs because I don't follow the FCS very much.
Yeah.
Yes, and I just recently got into the FBS,
Mm-hmm.
so bear with me on that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I am going to go with Samford here. Just based on my limited knowledge of the SCS, I know I've heard of Samford before.
Yeah.
And I think
they're in the same conference, if I'm not mistaken, as EKU, actually. That's probably where you heard.
Yeah, because I graduated from EKU.
Yeah.
So you are right on that. So yeah, and yeah, that's probably where I did hear from them. And if I remember correctly, I think they have a decent team.
They're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
a 6-5, 7-4
like
program.
I do picture like a 500 or just above 500 team.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about what were they called? Who they're playing against?
Youngstown State.
Youngstown State. This is the first time I've heard of them.
Youngstown State is located in Ohio. They're in the same conference as like North Dakota State. They're a pretty good program, nothing great, but they play in like the SEC of like the FCS conference.
Where's Samford located at?
Samford, if I could be wrong on this.
I want to say Connecticut.
No. I think Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, Tennessee is where they're located.
Okay, well.
But who do you got between these two powerhouses?
These two absolute
juggernauts.
These juggernauts of football.
The matchups of a century.
Yes. I have no idea what either of these schools are. I'm gonna go with Samford.
Yeah.
Samford and Sons. That's who I'm gonna go with here. I have a question though. The most important question: do they have nice uniforms?
Not really.
Who has the best one though? Is the real question.
Youngstown State, I think has like a nice uniform. It's a red. It looks kind of cool. Both uniforms are kind of trash.
Man, red and uniforms is overrated though.
Yeah. Yeah, every powerhouse wears them.
pretty-
Alabama has red uniforms. Georgia has red uniforms.
Ohio.
Ohio State has red uniforms.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
USC.
USC has red.
Wow,
So red's like the color in college football for like powerhouse schools.
that makes no sense.
Well, I mean,
Why they just copied each other?
It is a color of power.
yeah.
It does it does represent
and
like a,
you know,
like a powerful
and
thing.
plus, football's an angry game.
Mhm.
Red is the color for wrath. So, it kind of it actually does kind of make sense. I take that back.
I think I'm gonna go with Youngstown State in this one. They play in a bigger conference. They're probably, I don't know. It'll be a close game, but really no one cares about that game. Okay, Arizona versus Hawaii. This is our third game. This is a game that's actually an FBS game, so this one's actually worth talking about. Who do you got, Brian?
I'm going to actually go with Hawaii because it is played at Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact, considering the fact that condition-wise, it's one of the best places to
Yeah.
play at.
Well,
Yeah.
Arizona to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that. And honestly, I actually do picture Hawaii having a better season than Arizona this year.
Yeah. Well, they play in a smaller conference, but Hawaii, I got them at 8-5. I got Arizona at like 6-6, maybe at 5-7. So I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Jake, who do you got between Arizona and Hawaii?
I'll be honest. If there's any game this week that I have something to talk about, it's this one.
There'll be a ton of points in this.
Because mainly, and I'm mainly just thinking like strategically here. Any team that goes to Hawaii is going to have a harder time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
You're in Hawaii.
the only thing you're going to think of is vacation when you're there.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be sleeping in the dark. That's what's going to be happening.
And
And I love Arizona as a state, I really do, and they're going to be at least used to and acclimated to the heat.
Yeah, they practice
Right.
in 100.
Yeah,
30
so
degree
they're
weather.
they're. I'll give them this. They're going to be able to give Hawaii a good fight, but
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Hawaii.
Yeah.
Because I actually
and I love
was about to make the
Arizona.
point- I was about to make the point the fact that they are coming from the desert
Yeah.
in the tropics.
Yeah.
So
And from every viewpoint, it just looks like Arizona should win,
Yes.
except for the fact that it's Hawaii.
Yes. I actually am going with Hawaii as well. We all three have picked the same team. My reasoning for picking Hawaii is that
Those uniforms.
they return their quarterback, and this is a silly last name, but his last name is named after a restaurant, McDonald. He's a good gunslinger. They run the run and shoot offense, which is it's if you want to see points, watch that offense. It's pretty fun. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Hawaii. I think they'll win this one. I think it'll be a shootout. Pretty close game though.
all right.
Let's get to the big one. The big game of week 0. Usually week 0 games are trash, but we actually got a dandy this week. Florida versus Miami. Who do you got, Brian?
I'm going to go with Florida here.
Going with the Gators?
I do know that Miami. You have constantly said that Miami is high on talent.
Mm-hmm.
You have said that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: they are still very young.
Yes.
They're a very young team, and Miami was supposed to have like a really bounce back season last season.
Well, last season they started year 9, and it just went. It turned to a disaster.
yes.
Yeah, coach
so-
left. I mean,
Yeah.
they had every
And
issue.
Florida, I think they're just in a better place right now.
More stable.
Yeah, they got a quarterback returning,
Yep.
and they were really good last year.
Yep.
And
Won the Peach Bowl over Michigan,
yeah,
41-15.
and I think that they might have a better year this year.
I think they're a contender. I think them and Georgia in the SEC East are like the two teams to watch out for. And the ACC is such garbage. I mean, it's Clemson and everybody else. Who do you got, Jake, between Florida and Miami?
Honestly, when the last time I was like actually into college football, I remember, and I mean, it's been a long time ago because this was back when Miami was the powerhouse they
The
were
U.
back in the U. Yes, this was back when they had all their talent.
Yep.
Now, Florida, I was a fan whenever Tim Tebow was there.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching him play. So really, the only thing I'm going off here is not statistics or talent or anything.
History.
It's history. So I'm gonna have to go with Miami.
You going with the U?
Yeah, I think that they're getting their talent back. So I could definitely see them ended up being a steamroller in the future.
Yeah, I think they're going to be dangerous, especially if they keep recruiting the South Beach area, which is what they've been doing the last couple of years. I'm going to go with Florida in this one. I think they're a little bit more stable. Like Brian said, I like Miami's talent. I do, but whenever it comes to Florida, I feel like they got everything in place to win this one. I think they'll win it by 10 points or so. But that's all the games for week 0. Right now, we're going to segue into discussing what our podcast is, what it's about, and make some bold predictions here in a minute. So, our podcast each week, we're going to discuss college football. We're going to predict the games like we just did. But we're also going to discuss like upset alerts. Now, there's only 4 games this week, so not really in much of the way to pick like an upset alert. So we're just kind of going, we're just predicting these games, and next week we'll do upset alert. We're possibly going to have a guest caller each week too, which will be awesome to get a 4th person in here, get another person's opinion, and just a different voice each week. And we'll also predict NFL games we're like excited for. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Spice up things.
Don't forget the XFL coming up in spring.
Yes,
spring football.
And
that's what I'm excited for, man. I can't get over
Yep.
the spring football coming.
Yep.
I love those spring football leagues.
Yep.
And expect some tangents, or expect us to, kind of like to just kind of go off the rails every now and then.
Yeah.
We might go off topic.
We're not a professional production.
Speaking
we
of-
are 3 guys sitting around a table right now.
There's I see a Coca-Cola bottle.
Yeah, that's a spit bottle.
But speaking of tangents, I'm about to go off on one because Tyler, I've talked to Brian about this the other day, but have you seen the XFL's new leagues?
Oh yeah,
Or their new teams. I'm sorry.
Well, the XFL, I like what they're doing. I just watched a thing where they're getting. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're getting quarterbacks like that are backups or like guys that ain't exactly making it in the NFL. They're going to get like the quarterbacks first for the teams, and then they're going to have a draft. So you'll have good quarterback play, unlike the AAF, which was an absolute disaster.
Yeah, but the AAF
It was
was
fun.
equally as
We loved
fun.
We loved it.
I was in love. I was a huge San Diego Fleet fan.
Birmingham Iron all the way.
I'm an odd person when it comes to sports. For football, I'm a total California nerd.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like baseball and hockey,
Yeah.
it's Boston all the way, man.
Boston. Yeah.
Boston all the
Well,
way.
the thing with what the XFL is doing is it looks like that they're going to be trying to market themselves a little bit better, because the AAF, what the AAF should have done, or what they were supposed to do, was just be kind of like this is like your chance to go to the NFL. If you play
Like a D
well,
league.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
play well here, you might go to the NFL.
Yes.
They were trying their best to be the little league to the major leagues.
Yeah.
That's what they're. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: their administration. I've learned over time that their administrators were awful.
Horrible.
They were terrible.
They didn't even get like TV deals done before the season. They were like scrambling, like, "Hey, NFL Network, can we use your station?" The NFL Network's like, sure." And then whenever it like got a little bit bigger, the NFL Network's like, "No, no, you're not advertising your product on our station here. This has nothing to do with the NFL."
Yeah, but because they got to the point where they were actually trying to compete with the NFL.
And that's a
No,
stupid idea.
that's what the
that's a
XFL tried to do.
that's a misconception.
Really?
AAF was not. They explicitly said multiple times they would never try to compete with the NFL. They wanted to. What was the word they used? They wanted to complement the NFL.
They failed.
They failed terribly, yes, especially to where all it took was one, and everyone hates Tom. Tom Dundon made a stupid choice. He invested so much money, and to try to make money. Of course, he's a businessman.
Yeah.
And everyone hates him now. He got terrible publicity from it, which no publicity is terrible publicity, I guess.
Yeah.
But he got terrible publicity from it just because of the fact that he ran the league back down to the ground because he decided that this was not going to be profitable, and he pulled out.
Which is weird
Which is what a smart businessman would do.
Yeah.
Well, which is weird, I think, because towards as the season kept going on, people were coming to the games.
They were, but I think TV ratings are going down.
Really?
I think that's what TV.
Okay.
Like, you could have like 5 people in the stands.
But if people are watching it on TV,
yeah, like if you know, like the only reason Rutgers is in the Big Ten in college football, it's not because people go to their games because they don't, because Rutgers is terrible. But they have the New York TV market,
right?
So they are like taking up that Northeast section. So now Northeast people are now invested in the Big Ten conference as a whole. But that would be an example right there of like one of our little going off the rails. But that was fun. That was pretty cool. And
all right, let's get back to what you were talking about, Tyler.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
That was great.
But I am with Jacob. I am looking forward to the XFL.
I am too. Yeah. Very much so.
Vince McMahon is my god.
The GOAT. Okay.
Goat McMahon.
But we were talking about what our show is, primarily going to be about. And but we'll do guest pickers, upset alerts. We'll go on these little tangents like we just did and talk about nothing to do with anything about college football. And do NFL predictions, but we are actually this week going to do a bold prediction section, and Brian has an interesting one. I really like his. Brian, would you like to go first?
Sure. Well, pretty much my bold prediction. Again, this is a Hail Mary prediction. It's not like I'm saying that this is going to be concrete. This is going to happen.
I don't think it's that off.
This is just something that I feel in my gut is what's going to happen. Listen, I don't think that Oklahoma is going to see the amount of success that they've seen over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into Jalen Rose. I don't think that he's going to match up.
Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
Did I say Rose?
Yeah.
My mistake. I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into Jalen Hurts. I'm not. I don't see him matching what Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray did.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Plus, it's very tough because those were 2 of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Those are generational talents.
Yeah. According to Arizona, Kyler Murray's like the GOAT
No,
already.
wait. I'm sorry. I was thinking of someone else. I wasn't thinking. No, not Kyler Murray's. No, I was talking about the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes.
He played at Texas Tech.
Yeah, I was for some
that's
reason.
a generational talent.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking
Not
of.
Kyler Murray, who
Baker Mayfield has shown a lot of promise.
Yeah, I think he'll be a good player.
But I don't know. It's hard to tell.
And I think Kyler Murray could be a good player if he wasn't at Arizona.
No, I truly think his career is ruined because of that.
They have no line.
But
he's doomed.
Yeah, but back to Jalen Hurts. Yeah, well, first off, he does not have the accuracy that Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield had.
No, he's more of like a downhill runner quarterback, which is weird for the air raid offense at Oklahoma.
Yeah, like I honestly think he'd be more like, and I don't really like talking like this, like as if like I know more about football than like people that do it for a living. Aren't those kind of quarterbacks better for like option?
I think he
option-centered offenses.
I think somewhere like UCLA would have been a good fit with Chip Kelly just because they run a lot of read option stuff like that, and I believe that could have fit his.
Right. And I don't think he's going to do terrible. I think he's under Lincoln Riley. He will do fine.
Yeah, and he is a decent player.
Yes, he is.
And the Big 12 don't have defense. No one plays defense in the Big 12.
But the thing is, I don't think he's going to be a Heisman winner. I don't think that the Oklahoma Sooners are going to go to like
college football playoff.
Yeah, or I don't think they're going to win their conference and go to the college football Final Four.
You got Texas, right, winning the Big 12?
Yes, I do think that Texas will come back and beat them because you mentioned that. Look, the only thing that I honestly think that if you actually want to secure yourself to win the Big 12 is just have an average defense. If you have made a point that Texas is actually improving on their defense.
Yeah, their defense is the only one in the Big 12 where you're like, that's not the worst thing to look at.
Yeah, because every other defense is a paper bag.
Yeah, it's garbage.
It's complete garbage.
Yeah.
But that's my prediction, and I'm not saying that they're going to go like 6-6 or anything like that.
You got them like 9-3, 10-2.
Yeah, 9-3, 10-2. They'll do fine.
New Year 6.
Yeah, they'll probably go to a New Year 6 bowl.
Yeah.
I just don't see them seeing the amount of success that they had the last 2 years.
But even then, though, just a little something sort of off the top of the brain here. If 9-3 3 and 10-2 is bad.
Oh, no, it's not bad.
For Oklahoma.
For Oklahoma,
Yeah.
that is a disappointment.
Yeah, that's a disappointment for Oklahoma. For any other team in the country, that's like, oh, what a great
I
season.
thought
we
Alabama
had.
was always considered the number one.
But they are.
No, they are.
There's
but
like a
you got like a couple of like tier 1 programs like Georgia, Alabama,
Clemson,
Oklahoma,
Okay.
Notre Dame. USC had a bad season last year.
Oh, it was a disaster.
Yeah, 5-7.
Like here's the thing: if Alabama, Clemson, or Oklahoma or Notre Dame go like 9-3 or 10-2, that's considered a weird year. Like
Yeah.
that is considered like a downward spiral.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like because
Yep.
it's just
'Cause you-
accepted that they're
something's-
going to dominate.
They're the Patriots of the college football.
But not even the Patriots, because it's not like the Patriots go like 14-2 every season.
No, Patriots last year actually looked horrible.
Yeah,
for,
they did.
Like,
Didn't they go like 12-4?
11-5.
Yeah.
Almost 10-6.
Yep. So what's your bowl prediction, Jake?
Mine's weird. I'm going to say New Mexico State. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually legitimately going to say I think that Kentucky's going to make it to the Sugar Bowl.
I don't think there's a chance in the world this happens, but
Well, again,
they were
They were close last year.
They were close. The Sugar Bowl, if our listeners don't know, if the SEC's best team goes to the playoff, then the second best team out of the SEC goes to the Sugar Bowl. And if Kentucky would have beat A&M and Tennessee, that's probably where they would have been. But they didn't win them games, so they got stuck in the Citrus Bowl. Was that?
Yeah, it was a Citrus
Yeah.
well, this is my Hail Mary throw here.
Yeah. It is the bold prediction.
I know I said that I really think this, but this is like that. This is that 5% chance thing that I could see could maybe happen.
It'd be cool.
It'd be cooler than hell.
And for anybody that don't know, we're also from Kentucky, so
if our accents didn't come through.
Well,
yet.
just
Yeah.
tell them our
Sound
entire
like a bunch
life
of heel
story there,
jacks.
Tyler.
So my bold prediction for the year, and I believe strongly in this one. Nebraska last year went 4-8, and the first 6 games of the year they lost games like 56-10. It was just a disaster. But by the end of the year, their last 6 games, you could see like a huge improvement. And their coach they got right now is the coach that was at UCF whenever they went unbeaten and beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl. So I believe I'm gonna go with Nebraska at 10-3 this year. I got them losing in the Big Ten championship to Ohio State or Michigan, either one of them two. Michigan should win that game, but boy, you can't trust them against Ohio State.
You can't.
No, you really can't. Oh my
Are
lord!
they big rivals?
Yeah, it's the biggest.
Ohio State,
That's
Michigan,
probably,
that's the
the
biggest
biggest
rivalry.
rival in college football.
Yes.
For real.
And if you hear a dog in the background,
My dog is
Oh,
going nuts right
Don't
now.
worry,
I
I'll take care of this in
apologize.
post.
yeah, well, maybe
In
we'll
that
leave
case,
it.
you're hearing nothing.
Yeah, maybe we'll leave it in for the viewers. Why not?
Who cares?
For all 6 viewers we get, or even that. But that's our bold predictions for the season. That's what our podcast is about. We're just three idiots who love football. Been dying for it to start, and this is an idea we actually got from Family Guy. So
Yeah.
with
Hopefully, it doesn't go like Family Guy though.
yeah. Hopefully, one of us don't ramble on too long. But we'll end it there, and
We thank you guys
hopefully-
for listening.
yeah, hopefully you enjoy the episode.
See ya.
See ya.